Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wonderful children. I'm in here with some students, so I have to be masked up. So get the taco mask. It's Taco Thursday. I'm excited about it. I'm pumped. I'm getting steak tacos today. It's going to be awesome. I was told in one of my videos that I was rather monotone. I don't know how that was a thing, but I shall not be monotone at all here. All right. Wonderful. Let's get started here on this wonderful Chapter 4. Mini review, awesome review. Write the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB if the coordinates of A and B are those bad boys right there. I'm going to change color from the yellow. We're going to go with a light blue. It's going to be wonderful, vibrant, awesome. Okay, so first thing, I need a slope and I need a point. Well, let's find the slope of AB. Let's do that. So I would have the change in y, so 7 minus 1, negative 1, excuse me, almost made a mistake right off the bat. All right, so 7 minus negative 1 over 5 minus 1. Well, that's going to be, that becomes positive. We get 8 over 4. So the slope is 2. My perpendicular slope is going to be negative 1/2. Wonderful. Awesome. Fantastic. Dope. All right, so if I want the perpendicular bisector, it needs to be perpendicular. So I got my slope. Now I need a point. I don't have a point that's on this line because A and B are not on the line. The midpoint of A and B is on that line. So let's do that. So midpoint formula, I'm going to average my x's, which would be 5 plus 1 over 2. And my y's, 7 plus negative 1 over 2. So I get 6 over 2 is 3, and 6 over 2 is also 3. Cool. Lovely. Wonderful. So there's my point. Here's my slope. I can now write an equation of a line with this information. So y equals mx plus b. My 3 and 3 going for y and for x. So 3 equals, and then negative 1/2 times 3. Oh no, we're going to have to deal with fractions. How sad. All right. So you get 3 equals negative 3 over 2 plus b. I'm going to add 3 over 2. So I'm going to come back up here where I have some room. 3 plus 3 over 2, because I have to add 3 over 2 to both sides. I got to get a common denominator to get b here. So this would be 6 over 2 and 3 over 2 equals b. So I get 9 over 2 for b. My final answer is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 9 over 2. Boom, we're done. First problem out of the way. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. If I did, you can yell at me or drop it in the comments. Please don't berate me in the comments. I wouldn't want that. All right. Next one. Oh boy, a proof. I'm just going for it right off the bat. All right. So we're given that triangle ABC and DCB are isosceles triangles. And let's say their vertices are C and A there. So I would have wrote all that down, but it's kind of a lot. Prove that AC is the perpendicular bisector to DB. All right. Well, from an isosceles triangle, I get that these two are congruent, and I also get that these two guys are congruent, right? Well, that's enough information. I have A is equidistant to D and B. I have C is equidistant to D and B. That is enough to prove that AC is the perpendicular bisector of DB. Very short proof here. There are different things that I could have given you that I will talk about in just a second here from a very similar diagram. So right now I could say AD is congruent to AB. And also from the same reason, just a different triangle, DC is congruent to BC. Definition, iso triangle. And that is enough to prove that AC perpendicularly bisects DB. All right, and that would be the perpendicular bisector theorem converse, which is the one that proves the perpendicular bisector. We don't have to write it all the way out. We don't have to do the whole thing that you've seen on a lot of the old keys. We used to make them. Be thankful that we're so nice. All right. I could have given you things like, say, either E is the midpoint. Then you'd get two other segments that are congruent. I could have given you maybe some base angles. That would have been a cool one, right? And then you can do like if angles then sides to get the other sides. Our goal here is getting two pairs of congruent segments, whatever the given information is. Your diagram is going to look something like this. They all kind of look like kites, but your given information is going to be something different, okay? Cool. Wonderful. Moving on. If M is 2, 5, or if M, which is 2, 5, is the midpoint of AB and A is negative 4, 1, find the coordinates of B. All right, so we usually draw this out where we have an endpoint A, endpoint B. It doesn't matter which way A and B are, but what does matter is that M is in the middle here, which is 2, 5. Now A is negative 4, 1. So I got to go from A. How do I go from negative 4 to 2? Well, I would add 6 to get there. So I'm going to add 6 again, and I end up getting 8, right? if I go from 1 to 5, that's adding 4 to get there. I'll add 4 to again, and I'll get 9. Now my midpoint fits within those two. I've got my coordinates of that endpoint, which is 8, 9. You can also check it. 8 plus negative 4 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. 9 plus 1 is 10, divided by 2 is 5, right? M is the midpoint. That checks out. That's wonderful. It's a way you can always check yourself before you wreck yourself on your test. Beautiful. Write the equation of a line perpendicular to that line, which isn't even in slope-intercept form. How rude of me. That passes through 10, 3. Well, first off, if I want to write an equation of a line, I need a slope, and I need a point. More specifically, I will end up needing my y-intercept. So I need those two things to finish it out. All right, but I need a slope, I need a point to get there. I don't have a slope, I do have a point. Cool, so this is going to be helpful in a little bit, but I need a slope. All right, let's rearrange this. So I have negative 4y equals negative 5x plus 17. And if I divide by negative 4, now this is written in slope-intercept form, 5 over 4x minus 17 over 4. That's terrible, but it doesn't really matter because I don't care about the y-intercept of this equation. All I care about is that slope. And if that's the slope of that equation, my perpendicular slope is going to be negative 4 fifths. And I'll even mark that as my perpendicular slope, right? That's the one that I want because I'm writing the perpendicular equation. If it was parallel, it'd be 5 over 4. Easy peasy. All right. Now I can use that point and that slope, plug into this equation here. So I get 3 for y, I get negative 4 fifths for m, I get 10 for x plus b. What up? How are you, Ms. Prestal?
I read yours.
Yes, we're going ham. We're doing things. We got working on math. We're having fun here. All right, so I could do negative 40 over 5 and divide that out, or I could be smart and awesome and dope and throw that as 2, right? 5 and 10, I can simplify that down to 2 and I get negative 8. Either way, you'll get negative 8 there. Add 8 and I get 11 for B. Very exciting, awesome, fantastic. Boom. Write my final answer. Don't forget to write your final answer. I didn't ask you for the y-intercept, which is B. I asked you for the equation in slope-intercept form, which is negative 4 fifths x plus 11. Bingo, bango. We are done. We are cruising. We are flying through these awesome problems. I love this. I think we're all going to ace this Chapter 4 test. I know I am. Okay, wonderful, fantastic. I'm thirsty. I haven't had my morning snack. Let's see, we got chewy chocolate chip. Got these from Costco, members only. It was on sale, a few bucks off. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna power through the math, and then I'm gonna have that snack. That'll be my reward there, right? All right. What is the slope of the line? Parallel to y equals 3x minus 5. Also, what is the perpendicular? Oh boy, what is this? False alarm. Okay, nothing. Someone hit the button. All right. So parallel to that one, well, this is already in slope-intercept form. So that's my information right there. The parallel slope is 3. My perpendicular slope is the opposite reciprocal. Change the sign, so it's going to be negative. Flip it, 1/3. There's my 2. Awesome, wonderful. No algebra needing to be done there. We're just identifying things. If it wasn't a weird form, we'd have to rearrange it like the last one. Cruising. Ooh, all right. Here we're going to draw a diagram, write the given and the proof. We're not going to prove it. We're just going to do, I meant to say write the given and prove, but I was shorthand here. All right. The altitude of an isosceles triangle is also an angle bisector of the vertex angle. All right. So it sounds like I should start with an isosceles triangle. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's label it A, B, C. And the altitude, I'll draw that from A. We've seen that before. I'll make that D. Okay. And then my given, so diagram's done. Check. Given triangle ABC is iso triangle. Cool. It's also an altitude. It says the altitude of an isosceles triangle. So we can say AD, not ABC isn't an altitude. AD is an altitude. We're proving that it's also an angle bisector of the vertex angle. So my proof then is AD, which I'll write as a ray this time because angles are made of rays. If you didn't do that, wouldn't mark off for it. Bisects angle CAB. Right? That's the angle up here. That's angle CAB. It's bisecting angle CAB is my proof. That is it. That's all we ask you to do there. 3 points. Draw the diagram, write my given, write my proof. Make sure you label that diagram so that you can write those things into the given and proof statements, right? You should not just be saying in the given, there's an altitude. You need to specifically say which one with your points that we have on there. All right. Whew. Another one. Ooh. Given AC is a perpendicular bisector of DB, or AC perpendicularly bisects DB. Find the length of DB. So I've got these lengths here of 2x plus 6, 3x minus 1, 1. Okay, cool. Well, AC is perpendicularly bisecting, right? So it's perpendicular to, it bisects it. So that's some good information there. But if AC is the perpendicular bisector, any point on there, including A and C, are equidistant to D and B. So those two segments are congruent. These two segments are congruent. I got a lot of congruent segments going on here. And I got right angle. I got all sorts of good stuff. Well, let's see what we've got. I could set something up. I could set up 3x minus 1 is equal to 2x plus 6, couldn't I? Because those two segments are congruent. Okay. Let's solve for x. So I'd get x equals 7. I subtracted 2x and I added 1. Awesome. No big deal. That's not what it's asking for, though. Partway there. It's like that one song. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh. Are you going to say it? All right, that'd have been cool, but it's okay. So next, I've got x, 7. I want to know what the length of DB is. I don't have anything for DB, but I do have DE. If I plug 7 in there, I'd get 28 minus 3 is 25. And if that's congruent to this, those are both 25. 25 plus 25 equals 50. Oh, there's my length of DB. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Small, raise the roof. All right, awesome. I think I got one, maybe two more. A couple more. All right, cool. Name the transversal, or angle pair and transversal. So we've got this wonderful diagram here. 1 and 7. Marked, marked. Boom. So those are alternate exterior, and my transversal. I should have labeled these. I'm going to do that right now. My apologies. Come on, marker. Pop up. I want to get a different color. Why is this happening? I don't know why it's happening. Come on. All right, I'll just label it with blue. Let's say that this is A, B, C, and D for my lines. So my transversal would be D for that one. Cool? All right. Next one. We have 12 and 8. So 12 is this one here. 8 is this one here. Those are corresponding angles. And then my transversal here would be B. It's the one that touches both angles. D was hitting both angle 1 and 7. In this case, B is hitting both angles 1 and 8. Okay? And the last one, 4 and 13. Those two, well, those would be same side and interior. Same side, interior, which we usually abbreviate. My transversal here, line A is the one that's touching both, so that would be line A for my transversal. Okay, they're on the same side of that transversal A, 4 and 13. And then they're on the interior of the other two lines, which are C and D. Okay, hopefully that helps. It seems like there was a lot of confusion on that one. Perhaps it was just my class because I was gone that day. We were supposed to watch a video, but I don't know if we did. Hopefully you're watching this one, though. Cool. All righty, triangle ABC has coordinates. I got real lazy here writing these things out. Has coordinates A, B, and C there. Find the coordinates of M if BM is a median. And then also, what is the slope of AB? So two-part question here. I'm going to draw out my triangle. A is -3, 1. B is 5, 7. And then C is going to be 2, -1. All right. So if I want BM as the median, that means that it's going from B. The only way to draw that would be to the midpoint over here. So I need to find the midpoint of AC. Let's do that first. So -3 plus 2 over 2 is -1. Getting ahead of myself. And then 1 plus -1 over 2. So I have -1 over 2. And then I have, well, that's 0 over 2, which is 0. Cool. That would be the coordinates of M. Now I want my slope of AB. All right. So my slope formula is my change in y over change in x. So 7 minus 1 over 5 minus negative 3. So I'm using those two coordinates, right? 7 minus 1 over 5 minus negative 3. That becomes positive. So I get 6 divided by 8. I'm going to simplify that, and my face is in the way, so I'll go to the right now. 3/4. There's my slope of AV. Whew! Woo! Now, obviously, in the diagram that I drew, it's a good voice crack. I'm going to leave it. It obviously looks like a negative slope in the diagram. I didn't draw this like how it's going to be on the XY coordinate plane. I just drew it to see the picture of where my median was. That was my point of that picture. I didn't put a lot of thought into it. I just drew a random triangle. So, because 3/4 would be a positive slope. It'd be going up like that. Okay? Cool. Awesome. Moving on. Last problem. Sorry, Riverdog Jenny's not in this one. She is not here. She's at home, not in school. All right. If the slope of AB is 3/5, and A is that and B is that, solve for X. Many of us are like, what? This is crazy. Well, first off, I know my slope formula, right? It's change in Y. We just did it. Over the change in X. So X minus 2, right? And that would be, 5 over X minus 2. And then I have my slope is 3/5. So if I know what I can do my slope formula with those 2 points. I just have an x there. I'll deal with that. And I know my slope is 3/5. I can set up an equation that 3/5. All right. So now we have we're just going to cross multiply. So 5 times 5 is 25, and then 3 times x minus 2, that'd be 3x minus 6. I'm going to add 6 to get 31 equals 3x. So x is going to be 31 divided by 3. That's not going to simplify. You can get the decimal if you'd like. It'd be what, 10.3 repeating or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. Cool. Awesome. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am going to eat my wonderful little pure protein morning snack. Yay. It's going to be delicious. Then I'm going to have tacos a little later. Steak tacos today, onion cilantro, the only way to do it, with green salsa and just a tad a bit of the red salsa. Not too much spice, but just enough. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck on your test tomorrow. I'll see you then, or whenever you're watching this, because you might watch this next year. I don't know. This video will live on the interwebs of YouTube forever. Maybe I'll be monetizing by then, making that money, making that cheddar secure in the bag. All right. American Freedom, rock and roll, Costco, Yoro, Riverdog Jenny on the gram. Don't forget to follow. And see you later. Have a good day.